All right, 6:30. We have a quorum. Yes. Start meeting. So let's all stand. Oh, we have to establish quorum.
Yes. Chair Fawcett,
Yeah.
Vice Chair Bedard. Here. Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Let's all stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Stands nation. Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are any public comments on items not on the agenda?
I have not received any speaker cards.
All right, then, moving on. Consent calendar. Minutes. Are there any comments on the minutes of the last meeting? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes? I move to approve the minutes.
A second.
Can you vote on that?
Yes. Chair Fawcett,
Yes.
Vice Chair Bedard. Commissioner Carter,
Yes.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on, items for consideration or action. Disband potential library improvements ad hoc subcommittee. Questions?
So just so everyone's aware, at the last library commission meeting, it was discussed disbanding that ad hoc subcommittee. So that way, at this meeting, you could discuss your work plan, and then if there's the potential to create a new ad hoc subcommittee from the 3 remaining commissioners for the next couple of months, because the library improvements are now in staff's hands, so the ad hoc subcommittee was no longer necessary.
Are there any comments? We don't get to discuss what new ad hoc subcommittee.
That will be number 5 on your agenda. So number 3 will be your work plan, where you can talk about generally your work plan, where you're at. And then number 5, you can say if there's a certain subcommittee that you'd like to discuss.
Okay. Oh, Cindy, I'm sorry. Any public comments?
I don't see anyone rushing.
Okay, any discussion?
You can just make a motion.
A motion to, I make a motion to disband the subcommittee, on, library improvements. Sorry.
A second.
Take a vote.
Chair Fawcett,
Yes.
Vice Chair Bedard.
Aye.
Commissioner Carter.
Yeah.
Commissioner Morris.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, then moving on. Next item on the agenda is the library commission work plan.
I do have a slide that I can bring up for you. Like. So just a little refresher, the commission work plan, I know it's very tiny, was approved in March of this year after reviewing it internally and then discussing it with city council in February. And right here is the spreadsheet that shows the status of the different items from the work plan. Use the microphone for Carol.
I'm sorry, no, she's having trouble reading that, but I have everything in my laptop, so I'm just.
It's very hard to read.
It's wrong. Okay.
And so what you can see is all the items, the projects. So improvements to main library building. The city closed the RFP in August and is now evaluating the responses. So that's in progress. It's completed from a library commission perspective, and now it's in staff's hands. research new services, programs, and events for the library. Through the commission's work, the county purchased 6 sensory headsets that are now being used in the pilot program, so that is in progress as well. The targeted outreach was completed when the final report was presented to the commission on that topic. Improve the commission's presence is scheduled to be discussed tonight. And then that appropriate action can be taken on that. And then the community events at the library, as you know, we have an ad hoc subcommittee on that for the Night at the Library event. So that's in progress as well. And then attending meetings is always in progress. And we have completed identifying liaisons for all the external community organizations. So staff brought this forward for any feedback from the commission, any edits that might be made, and then further discussion on progress for the year.
Thank you.
Are there, any comments? Any public comments?
I have a couple of questions. It's on the first item of your work plan. Could you tell me who's on the committee, the select committee, who is going to choose the, I think it's an architect for the feasibility study?
So the evaluation panel is myself, fellow city staff member who's a CIP project manager. And then we have
Is his name Scott?
Scott Reeves, and then we do have Stephen Fitzgerald from the county library district. So there's 3 of us on the evaluation panel, and then we're currently working to figure out what's up.
Super, thank you. Do you know how long it will take you to decide?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Okay.
And once we do that, we'll go through the appropriation.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Questions? Commissioners?
Edits?
Yeah. Community event at the library. The plan currently is to meet with Rose early in the year to discuss, but I thought the idea was to tie it to the new, updated children's library. I believe it's sort of behind schedule. Is that correct?
It'll happen early.
So,
It's also okay not to have any edits if you guys are okay with what's presented for you.
Excuse me.
It's okay if you guys don't have any edits for the work plan as well. You don't necessarily.
Can I ask about the visibility? I thought we made some plans to have photos taken.
Yes, so that's in the next item, for visibility, and we can discuss that, but all the other topics, if there's anything else missing from this spreadsheet that you think should be incorporated, let me know.
Michelle, any comment? Okay, are we, ready to move on? Yes. Okay, next item on the agenda, discuss commission visibility.
Yes, so, this was discussed at the August Library Commission meeting, and staff put together a report. I think the goal was, to quote a commissioner, create excitement about the commission and generate interest from the community to encourage individuals to replace current commissioners when they turn out. So the goal is to increase the visibility of the commission within the community and make sure that people knew what the commission does, and roles, and educate people about different things that are happening within the commission. So attached to your agenda report is a staff report touching on some of the items that I had notated from the last time we had a meeting, reaching out to the newspaper with commission information and updates as they occurred. Locate commission pictures within the lobby so people will recognize the library commissioners. Create informational social media posts, which I know Rose had mentioned she was supportive of having information that they could share as well as the city on social media pages. And then I did receive from Commissioner Morris this example of a display that was put together from another jurisdiction. So I want to include that in the report. And at this time, I know we had mentioned the commission picture. So if possible, I can also agendize. I don't know that we need to agendize it, but we can take the picture at the October regular library commission meeting when all of you will be present, and I'm trying to give you as much notice as possible, so.
Sorry, I won't be here.
Oh, no, okay. Well, we can always try and coordinate some time to get a picture for all of the commissioners together. Let's take a picture. This is the presentation from staff. I'm happy to answer any questions and then.
Are there any public questions, comments? Commissioners, Michelle?
Oh, I just wanted to mention that I saw this in Palos Verdes, which is like near LA. And it had like all the volunteers' names on it that contributed to the library and had like pictures and things like that. I thought it looked kind of nice. So I just wanted to send it as an example.
Thank you.
I don't know what kind of budget we have to present this. Present our pictures and put it in the frames and things like that, but I thought this looked kind of nice that like it's inclusive of not just the library maybe commission and all the volunteers that we have in the library maybe also.
It might be practical, but it's well, if you include all the friends.
Yeah.
It would be a very long list.
It'll be too long, okay.
Well, you know, depends how much space we can get.
So maybe make it smaller and just be our commission.
Well, and there's library volunteers too, maybe we want to do some. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been plugging for this for a long time and I'm just frustrated by it because I just don't see it. I mean, in that Molly's got presence, Friends has presence. I've never seen the commissioners have presence. A lot of what we used to do isn't done by us anymore. You know, we privatized a lot of our marketing activities. I mean, I've written stuff that I've put up that, goes nowhere. So it's like, for me, there's a bit of frustration on this. I don't know that it's soluble, but I just sort of feel out of here in that way. I don't know at this point. I mean, I've thought about it a lot and it has to do, I think, with, it may be a central, at first it was just, okay, get some pictures up there so people know who we are, get more public involvement. And that would be great if that was the key to it and the gear to it. But I just feel if I write something, it just goes nowhere. I mean, quite honestly, it's just, I've posted stuff on O'Reilly for Libraries. I scanned, we have the history of the Los Altos Library that's in PDF. I scanned all the studies were hit on by all the architects. I mean, I got on average about 40 hits for each of those documents. And it's all ad hoc, completely ad hoc. I came close to getting my library stuff online with Trevor Marsden, and then he left. But there was talk of that. The city in and of itself has tremendous challenges on the websites, right? I mean, there's tremendous issues. So to ask for that is maybe too much, but in the long run, it would be good to take some of our work product, and we do have work product like, what Michelle's done, what I've done, Helmut, Commissioner Woods, there's a commissioner back here who first came up with Woodland, ex-commissioner, but she did good work, and that stuff is there for people to look at. So that to me it's there. It's like, so that's my frustration on the whole. It's not just, being in the town crier. I mean, great, but
You
That's
say
another
you
subject.
almost got your stuff online, what was that? What
Oh,
was
I,
that
I
you
almost
said?
had it liaised with the city
Yeah,
website.
but what I see, so it would have been linked from the city
Yeah, yeah.
website. That would be the city website and not like the city's commission. page.
Well, the city commission, whatever, the commission website, whatever you know, however you get through that, there would be some linkage. But you know what, that was then, this is now. The city's going another place on the website, but it'd be good if they considered some of that, and they've done that with, actually, the districting stuff. The districting website, pop-up websites have been very successful by the city. You know, maybe the same can be done for commissions with visibility.
And I would say, just as an update for everyone, we are working to update our website, so we're hopefully gonna shift to, an updated version of our website. If you've gone on our website, we have some features that we like and some features that we don't, so hopefully we're gonna identify the best ones moving forward and really, streamline our website. And one of the things we can look at is how we can make sure that accurate and up-to-date information for commissions is good. Especially reflecting previous work that's been done as well as looking forward, because I think that's the challenge with a website is making sure you archive information, but you also have the newest information that's kind of the topics of the day that are important for each commission.
If I hadn't saved PDFs of those reports, they would have probably been just wasted, gone. You know, somewhere very deep on the Los Altos City website.
I was gonna say, do other commissions have this problem? If not, how other commissions, make this work?
You guys are my favorite commission, so I only spend time with you guys. I can't speak to how other commissions operate. I know it depends on what the commission's jurisdiction is and what their work product is. I think library by nature has, you know, a lot of archival information that's important to be kept, as opposed to maybe other commissions where it's rolling forward to the next project or rolling forward to the next activity.
Further comments?
Along the same lines, you know, when we do move forward with the library remodel, you know, when we get further down the line and the public needs to know stuff, we're gonna have to be ready to publicize it in some shape or form, however it's done. That'll be a big part of it. I'm sure, as you know. So how many, you know what, I haven't heard it today, I'm gonna go back to your comment, how many how many people responded to the RFP?
I'll get to that in my
Okay.
staff report. I'll provide a verbal staff report update for you guys when I get to that.
Except I didn't hear what you said. How many people responded?
I'll say it during staff report time.
Oh, okay.
During staff report.
Are we ready to move on to the next item of the agenda?
I just wanted to
sorry.
include in here what as one of the ideas, like, you know, one of us attending, like, you know, I don't know, like a reading session to kids or family, right? Like reading time, something like that, or activity time, where we kind of promote our commission, you know, say that, hey, we work for the commission and here are the things we do, you know, or something like that.
Good idea.
Seeing those that she would be supportive of. So
Good idea.
All right, moving on to the next item on the agenda. Discuss potential future ad hoc subcommittees. Any public comment? Commissioners?
just gonna bring up your work plan for you to just take a look at when you have this discussion. So just as a heads up, if you determine there is an ad hoc subcommittee you would like to create tonight, then it would come back in the October meeting. So the two individuals, if they were going to move forward, would have to wait till after October to meet and then discuss the topic at hand.
Do we need the subcommittee for improve the commissioner's presence to make it kind of happen, or are we good with our ideas just put out together just now? General question.
I'll second that idea to put that vote to a vote, sure. That would, might be a good ad hoc. Sure, I'm just saying.
Just to kind of have a proper execution plan.
And I'm looking through your work plan, and right now you have your main library building where you already had an ad hoc subcommittee. Your new services and program was solo activity by Commissioner Morris, but that's in progress. Targeted outreach was already an ad hoc subcommittee. Commission's presence hasn't been, and then you have one currently for the host community events. So this would be the only one that you haven't had an ad hoc subcommittee.
I'm gonna bring it up since I read about it in the town crier, but just maybe there might be an ad hoc subcommittee that might be looking into what's going on at Woodland. Maybe. In other words, could we create, could we put that on the agenda as something to look at? Get a few of us look at that.
So it'll be up to the commission to determine that. I think right now it's, it may be something that could come back for, an update and discussion at some point to the commission, and then it could be determined if it makes sense to do that.
Well, that's what I sort of asked is why don't we talk about it in October? If that's the right thing to do, or can we just put it on the agenda as something to talk about, the potential?
Seems to me like this would make more sense to discuss after you've had the presentation tonight as to current status of the Woodland.
Understood, but
It's up to the commission. It sounded like you wanted to maybe do the improved commission's presence for this one. So if there's one that you feel like would be more beneficial, it would be up to the commission's discretion.
Would it make sense to wait till the next meeting to decide? Subcommittee, I've got more information. So,
well, unless we put it on the list, it wouldn't even be discussed.
well, yeah,
That's why. I'm just saying, put it on the list. I'm not saying we should absolutely do it.
And you also don't necessarily need to form an ad hoc subcommittee or
Yeah.
determine that tonight. You could determine that here's some topics, improve commission's presence within the library that could be in the future an ad hoc subcommittee, and you could leave it open. The only point is that October will be our last regular meeting of the calendar year. So if you want to use that time in between October and January to do something as an ad hoc subcommittee, now would be the time. But you don't necessarily need one. As you can see on your work plan, there's progress being made in all of the facets of your work plan. So it's at the discretion of the commission what you would like to do.
How many subcommittees do we have space for right now? Is it just one, just because we just closed one?
Correct. You just have one, and because there's one for the Night at the Library event with two of the library commissioners. And like I said, you do not need to have one. I think it's up to you guys what you feel comfortable with. You can also work on the improved commission's presence individually and then provide some type of update and things that you would like to see move forward. And I took notes tonight on that, and I can move that forward as well.
yeah. Any further thoughts? Should we table this till next meeting? I mean, just leave it as that we described.
What did we decide? We're not gonna look at doing an ad hoc regarding Woodland? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Are we putting it on the list to discuss or not? I mean, that's the only question I have.
For next month. or
Yeah, for next
or
month.
now.
For next month.
Right.
Do you think it would be beneficial to have a discussion on an update of what's happening with the project and then make that determination, or what do you think?
As long as you allow it. Sure. I mean, my opinion.
I
As
was
long,
wanting to see something specific on next month's agenda or something.
as long as next month we can, if we need to do an ad hoc subcommittee or some of us feel we want to do it, then it's just not shut down because it's not on the agenda. So I'm just trying to get it on the agenda. That's all. I'm not saying we absolutely must do it, but if we don't get it on, we won't have, if we don't even have a choice.
We'd like to see one for Woodland. Is that correct? Yes. And that's their second.
Well, is that,
Someone needs to second my motion to.
I'll second.
And then,
I'm not quite understanding it. This is a motion to put the discussion on the agenda. So if this discussion is on the agenda, you can put the ad hoc subcommittee at that point. Is that correct?
correct. But
But at the same time, we'll discuss the commission presence because we can only do one or the other.
so you'd like to agendize both.
I thought we already had the commission's presence agenda, sorry. I thought it was there already, but
With,
Michelle moved to do that, and I seconded that. Sorry.
Any further comments here? Are we ready to move on?
Good work, no. One last comment, good work on the work plan. We got a lot done.
Next item on the agenda, informational items. Are there any informational items? Sorry, I'm just, oh, okay. So moving on to staff reports. District, Jennifer, you have a report for
I
us?
do, absolutely. Would you like me to use the mic so I can? All right, good evening, commissioners, Jennifer Weeks, County Librarian. And I will not make you scroll randomly, but I will give you kind of a highlight on the commission reports for this month. We are very proud to be partners with Bay FC, which is the new national men's soccer team playing in San Jose. You can go to the library and get a branded Bay FC soccer library card. And we were so lucky, we actually had Rose's daughter model those cards, holding those cards. The cards are bigger themselves. But again, we're really excited to be in spaces where people can hear about the library, all the exciting things that we do, and associate with things that they love. So it's really exciting to have these partnerships because this month is National Library Card Sign-Up Month. And all of you have a library card, so I challenge you to find someone in your life who does not and have them come to the library and get a library card, maybe a FC library card. September for us is also about education and advocacy. Hispanic Heritage Month begins September 15th. We have lots of music and celebration throughout the district. Freedom to read, as you all have heard talk about, is a core value for public libraries. And so this month we also celebrate Banned Books Week, which begins on September 22nd. Tomorrow, September 17th, is another exciting day that we like to promote out to communities, and it's National Registration Day. So FYI, October 21st is the last day to register in this November's election. But tomorrow, more from us about it. There are virtual author talks as well as lots of in-person events happening throughout the district. And I also wanted to highlight that again, we're looking for tutors, people to help our young people after school. It is really an opportunity, I think, on both sides. Certainly, we know our youth need that support as the school year is really gearing up. And it's also an opportunity for our community members to make connections and help children. That's my report. I'm happy to answer any additional questions.
Questions?
Good evening, everyone. So I first would like to start off, all of you should have received an invitation for our volunteer appreciation brunch. If you didn't, please let me know and I'll make sure you get one. It is next Friday, Friday, October 4th at 10:30 a.m. at the library in the lecture room. So I hope you will be able to make it. We look forward to seeing all of our volunteers there. wanted to have an overview highlight of our summer reading program. This year we have 1,948 children, 140 teens, 441 adults, for a total of 2,500 people signed up for summer reading. If you didn't sign up this year, I encourage you to sign up next year. Remember, it's for all ages. And would like to thank the friends who always are so generous in helping us serve the programs and prizes for summer reading every year. I also wanted to give an update of open access. So this is the snapshot from July of last year. And we had 60 users, and the next slide shows July of this year, where we had 93 users. So it is continuing to improve and increase. People, I spoke to actually a patron in the building just last week, and I just asked her, how do you like the service? And she says, I love it, and I'm always telling all of my friends about it. And she just made a joke. She said it beats going to a coffee shop and paying $10 for a drink that I didn't want to work quietly. And it was really quiet and nice in there. So she was very happy. Next one, GGB visits for August. We had quite a few. Some had, the GGB visits vary in the number of people, but this picture is from Avant. But you'll see in Montclair, back to school night, we had 130 people visit the library's GGB and interact with staff there. Next one, seat count does continue to increase. It went up 5.8% in August at Los Altos and 10.2% at Woodland. And items checked out also increased. There was a slight decrease at Woodland, but the overall trend system-wide was a little bit of an decrease because of back to school and in general, people are just getting back to school, coming back from vacation. So nothing abnormal. Items checked in, you'll see small increases there. And highlights of some photos that we've had. We had origami, Sean Mendelson, magic show. Next one, book club, the Antarctica program. You'll see had a full house there. Sorry, the picture isn't the best with the glare, the lighting in that room. And this is our 3D printer program, which continues to be popular. Thanks to Lolly for purchasing those 3D printers for us there. And just an overview, just to highlight some of our programs of the several that we have. Lots of book clubs, Spanish bilingual story time, Mandarin story time, bilingual story time. And on their slide, you'll see Jennifer talked about National Voter Registration Day. So that will be taking place at Los Altos. And finally, we are partnering with Los Altos Compassion Week. We have a program at the library on Tween D&D. So that will take place on September 23rd. And we currently have a teen D&D, but we're trying to attract, the younger, the tween crowd. So we're looking forward to that. Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know how to play it, but Team Librarian is really good at it. That's all I have.
Any questions? Moving on, next item on the agenda, staff reports, commissioner reports, sorry.
Do you want me to do it with them? I have a quick verbal update. I don't have a personal
Oh, I'm sorry,
report.
yeah.
Agenda. City staff has released the RFP. We received 9 responses from qualified individuals, which is really exciting. That's a great turnout of responses. And we're currently working to evaluate the RFP respondents, and we should have an update for you hopefully in October. We'll go from there. But we can't tell you we're working to do that process. But 9 applicants is a huge success, and I appreciate everything that the Library Commission has done to try and make it as easy as possible, and now staff moving forward.
Questions? Any questions? Are we ready to move on? So commissioner reports. I guess I can start with the Lally report on the Woodland expansion. Thank you, Freddie, for keeping me up to date. Let's see, this woodland patio project kind of got revived recently because, Greentown they became aware that Greentown was proposing an expansion of the native, garden woodland. And, it was realized that that would impact plans for the patio and maybe both parties should work together. So a couple of meetings have been called, which the commission was present. Okay. Valley's met several occasions with Rose to fill out the items for the wish list. We have a wish list now for the woodland expanded patio. Sorry, I should back up a bit. As one of 3 library commissioners, this is Freddie, who conceived the project, worked to bring it to the full commission for approval. Freddie reports that she's pleased that the city is showing interest in allowing Lally to fund the project and bring it to fruition. She looks forward to working with the library commission and city staff. Ultimately, will rely on professional librarians, Rose, her staff, and Woodland, together with Jennifer Weeks, to provide their expertise to guide us on this outdoor space. So the team has met on several occasions. It's started to build a wish list for the expanded patio. The wish list includes, beyond the basics, the tables and benches, 2 outdoor games, Connect 4 and Jenga have been suggested, and a storage shed to store them and other items. Somewhere a hydration station was suggested, but I don't see that here. I think that's on the Greentown side, maybe. District is providing Wi-Fi for the expanded patio. Valley believes that takes care of the basic needs of people. Using the expanded patio provides fun amenities for the kids that frequent this library. Valley has approved a budget of $300K. This dollar amount was arrived at using a detailed estimate from the independent construction consultant hired to advise for the main library courtyard project. This estimate includes all the furnishings that Lally plans to purchase for the expanded patio. Lally has discussed the furniture with Jennifer and Rose and has investigated options available for potential vendor the district uses for their library patio furniture in other district city libraries. We believe $300K is a reasonable amount to invest in the expanded patio, which will serve as a reading, tutoring, study and game area at Woodland Branch Library, particularly in light of the city's future plans to build a permanent facility at that location. Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that. I finished first.
Sorry.
I should finish the report first before questions, right?
Yeah, it's a report out.
Last week, Freddie met with a council member and he inquired about the Woodland project. He asked if Lally was wedded to shade sales. She advised him that we had no plans for including shade sales due to the expense. He asked if we would consider a pergola with solar panels on top. This hasn't been researched, but while it sounds wonderful, the cost of solar panels is a big concern. Perhaps it's something the city might look into. Valley had planned to purchase tables with large umbrellas, similar to what the city purchased for the Veterans Plaza downtown. Excellent quality umbrellas last for a number of years and are easily replaced. We believe they would be acceptable to the neighbours, while a pergola with solar panels will extend several feet above the fence that separates their backyards from the library side. Currently, there are very large oleander growing next to these fences, which will have to be removed to accommodate the version 2 footprint of the expanded patio. The design has been changed somewhat. The footprint was created by Lally. The new footprint provides sufficient contiguous room to accommodate Greentown's native plant habitat site. Current wish list: bike racks from Lally, water station, Greentown, welcoming entry from the parking lot to habitat and expanded patio, such as an arch, which can display attribution plaques for Lally and Greentown, requested by Lally. Parking spots, an original request from Library Commission and requested of City by Lally. Outdoor games requested by the County Library District professionals. Storage shed for games, again, requested by the Library District professionals. Outdoor electrical requested by Lally. Wi-Fi extension is not on the wish list because it's guaranteed by the Library District. Move the thinker statue. It's on the list. Solar panels on shade structure requested by council. When we sat down with Gabe, Rose, Christine, and the Greentown team, Glenda Chang and Gary Head. This would be Freddie and Suresh, I think. We discussed in August, we discussed Lally and Greentown developing their respective plans of wish lists. Greentown will be responsible for planning the native plant habitat and their wish list. Lally has contracted with a landscape architect to provide a preliminary concept, the expanded patio to present to City Council. When this project comes before them for their initial approval to go forward. Freddie is a firm believer in the saying that a picture is better than 1,000 words, thus the need for concept renderings to show council what could be. The concept renderings will be a starting point. Public hearings will provide opportunities for residents to see the plan, provide input, and the commission will certainly have it. Freddie looks forward to working with everyone to make this little corporate South a lovely place for library patrons to enjoy and for nature lovers to have the opportunity to experience a beautiful native plant habitat and enjoy educational programs sponsored by Greentown. Questions?
And we're hearing about this in the town crier, and now we hear about it in detail now, and where's the commission play in this? I mean, where are we? I don't see us, so whatever. I don't see, yes, we'll have input, but it's not gonna go through us before it goes to the commission. Lolly's got it figured out, the money's allocated, the architect, it's done. So
Well,
I don't get the point.
Has been represented at every meeting.
I still don't get the point, but go ahead, that's my only comment, I just don't get the point.
Well, let me just.
No, not right now. We're commission time and we'll get public. Let me give my input. I mean, it's decided what we're gonna do. So what are we talking about here? We're just being advised? Is that our job, is to be advised? Or do we actually get to consult? And if we don't get to consult, well, I mean, that's my only comment. So take it as you will.
I think this could be something that could come back to the commission as a more formal update, take that information, put it together about the
I
item.
can't hear you, Anthony, speak up.
I was gonna say that it sounds this could be something that could potentially come back to the commission with an update of what's happening and get feedback from the commission and work together to. But it's a process that's being worked through, and I understand.
Yeah, I know you're not misstating anything, that it's pretty much a done deal in terms of the process. I get that, and I understand. Believe me.
Well, I think part of this was the fact that Greentown was forging ahead with plans to grow their native library, native garden. They certainly didn't come, I think Freddie observed that if they were going to do that, it was important that two parties work together, or it was going to impact the patio plans. Didn't seem like Greentown was coming to the Library Commission about what they were doing. I don't know, would that be, is that something that you think they should have done also?
I think that Greentown is being used as a threat, that somehow they capture the patio space, and they're not gonna do that. You know, the city as a whole has to make that decision as to how that space is allocated between the library and the garden. I mean, it wasn't gonna magically just turn into a Greentown property to the expense of the library. But that's my opinion, isn't it?
It was very, Freddie was very, made a point of making sure that I, as the, commission liaison, was present at all the meetings we've had so far. Going forward. Cancelled the meeting October 2nd. Um,
Look, I support this project. I just don't support the methodology, and don't let that stop this thing. It's gonna go. I get it. But please, if I sat here and just shut up, I wouldn't be me.
Perhaps we should give a chance to public to comment here.
With that. So, I will try to be much more, cordial and polite in my comments. So this project that Greentown was proposing had been approved by the city, and they were proceeding with this project. Neither Gabe nor Nick Zorns had been informed of this project. However, they were approved and ready to go, and they announced it in their newsletter. Fortunately, being a member of Greentown, I got the newsletter. The moment I saw it, I sent Glenda Chang and Gary Hedden an email asking if they were aware that the Library Commission had plans for an expanded patio, that it had not gone before city council, but that since it had been approved by the Library Commission in December of 2022, subsequent to that, Lolly had agreed to fund it. We had not officially voted at that point, but it was in our plans. We had not announced it to the city, but it was something we wanted to do. We just had no urgency because we weren't aware that anything was happening with that site. The moment I saw that plan by Greentown, I contacted them at the same time that I emailed Gary and Glenda. I emailed Gabe and I emailed Nick Zorns. We had a meeting as soon as Gabe was back in town on August 19th, to which Christine, as commission chair, was invited. She has been invited to every single meeting about this. And in my report, I state that we are looking and welcoming input from everyone, and most certainly the Library Commission. So while Pierre, you find it so difficult to be at least polite in your discussions with Lolly, I'm saying that on behalf of Lolly, we certainly do plan on being forthcoming, transparent, and very willing to work with the Library Commission. We welcome your input, and we will welcome the public's input. But again, this is an expanded reading area patio for library patrons. So of course, we primarily look to the expertise of the library professionals to provide us with input. So thank you. And thank you. Yes.
The article in the Crier mentions that this idea originated with the, can you hear me?
Yes.
That originated with the infrastructure subcommittee.
And let me say something about that. I didn't get a chance to say something about that library, that article in the Town Crier. No one was more surprised about that article in the Town Crier than I was.
I was.
When I got out of the meeting on August 19th with Gabe and Christine and everybody, Rose was there, and had an inquiry by email from the Town Crier going, I hear you're doing a project out of Woodland. And I was like, oh my God, where did this come from? Well, it was an obvious leak. And I immediately sent that email, forwarded it to Gabe, and asked him to please contact the Town Crier and discuss it with them, and to please tell every single one of the council members what was happening, because the last thing we wanted was for the council members to find out about this project from the Town Crier. So that's where, that no one was more surprised about that article than I was. And Gabe worked with she's an intern at the Town Crier. I worked with her so she'd at least get her facts correct.
But this started with commission.
And it said so.
Yes.
Yes. So you guys got credit for for the product, for the project. If that's
You
what
had
you're
the drawings done and everything.
Anyway, I just don't appreciate the disrespect and rudeness, and I hope that won't happen again.
Thank you for the report, Chair Fawcett, and the public comment, and obviously the discussion. And I think at this point in time, we have the commission report that we received from Chair Fawcett with the update of the project, and now we can move on to other commissioner reports, and then we can obviously move to potential future agenda items.
Commission reports, do we have a report for Friends here?
I'll pass first and then if I can, I'm looking it up.
Do we have any other, commissioner reports? Guess we need to wait for.
So the Friends have a new slate of folks but I talked about that before, for 24 and 25, of which you are part, I believe. And they announced their new slate at the their all hands meeting. The next sale, the last sale was actually very profitable. They're moving their investments from Vanguard, hopefully, or at least they're thinking about it hard. And there's October 8th, I believe, there's they've invited every city council candidate to the all hands Friends meeting for a city council, for town hall type thing. And I believe every one of them is accepted.
Oh, yeah, it was 3 a few days ago.
I heard 4, but the last one I knew was gonna accept.
Cool.
They just couldn't look at email. So.
Yeah, the August book sale was the most successful for.
Overall, they're very happy with the city's handling of the fees. And the only thing they want to do is sneak in earlier. Then they basically threaten to do it anyway, Anthony, without the staff finding out. So I'm just letting you know. No, it's actually, when I first started doing this, and this wasn't built with the Friends, the sales were a huge issue. And once it was built, the city wanted to collect money. And, everybody came to their senses, and you come to the sales, they're quite amazing. They get a very good draw from across Santa Clara County and beyond. They're well known.
Dealers come from far and wide, yes.
They're much better than Palo Alto's. That's what I've been told. Please, their annual meet or their meeting is coming up for membership. And they'll have all the city council members there. Anthony, if you're around, maybe you want to drop in. Oh, and I am going to be speaking at that, and hopefully Julie also for, to talk extremely briefly about the RFP process. We're just getting that out, not where you're at, but more what we did. That's it.
Any questions? Public comment? You ready to move on? No further commissioner reports? Then, are there any potential future agenda items to be requested?
Just as a note, you can mention that we've already talked about some of the potential future agenda items. I don't have them in front of me, but we do have some items for October already.
Yeah, subcommittee report.
Yes, so we don't necessarily need items if you don't want to add anything. That's what
I assume, voting in a new chair is on the agenda for next time. Right, you ready to adjourn the meeting then?
You under the impression